Welcome back to Hellsius, and I have a special treat for you today because the examiner turned up an internal document from upper management and legal where they were looking to communicate to customers what's happening now that the platform is closed. So they prepared a bunch of questions and answers trying to anticipate what are customers going to ask us now that we've screwed them over. I pulled out the 12 most interesting questions and answers, and I will share those now with you. Question number 12. Why is this happening to me? Hellsius recently announced to the community that we are pausing all withdrawals, swap, and transfers between accounts. This necessary action has been taken to stabilize liquidity and operations. Our intent is to honor, over time, our withdrawal obligations. More information is available in a blog posted at blog.hellsius.network. And now this is a recurrent theme here where they're going to send people to the blog to look at more information. So I'm not going to repeat every time they reference the blog, but they're setting up, telling people we paused the platform, and they're going to also lie about some things in some of these future questions. So buckle up. Number 11. Can I withdraw due to a medical emergency? Not at this time. We sympathize with your need to transfer assets because of a medical emergency. However, in light of this recent situation, we cannot process any withdrawals. We will make note of your request and take it into consideration once possible. Now, do you for a second think that they're going to be making note of your situation and taking into account when you eventually try to withdraw from the platform? I mean, that is straining credulity. Maybe they're not just saying things to make you feel good that aren't true at all. At least in this instance. But they are about to. Question 10. Is this the end of Hellsius? Certainly not. Hellsius is but one of many platforms experiencing the same issues. You will find that all cryptocurrency firms go through some difficulties during such volatile times. However, Hellsius is positioned to be here for the long run and is committed to persevering through this with the incredible support of our dedicated community. They are writing this to you. They're telling their call center people to say, we're going to be here for the long run, while they're hiring bankruptcy attorneys. Like, are these people insane? Question 9. Do you have insurance? Assets on our platform are not subject to FDIC or SPIC insurance. However, we implement several security, risk, and operational procedures to safeguard customer assets. Wonderful job safeguarding assets. Excellent. Top notch. Question 8. Are my funds safe? Yes. Hellsius continues to safeguard customer assets. We concentrate a considerable amount of effort on continually acting in our community's best interest. Our recent actions were based on market fluctuations that could affect our community members, and it was our intention to stabilize our platform and thus keep our users' assets secure. At this point, because of considerable volatility, we are using caution in moving forward to ensure our customers' assets remain safe. So they're saying your assets are safe when they have a hole that's going to be revealed to be $3 billion. Half of your assets are gone. If half of your stuff is gone, you can't tell people that your stuff is safe. That is just a blatant lie. There's just no defending this. Terrible. And again, the call center people, they're being fed these lines. So it's management, legal, the people who prepared this nonsense. They're the ones responsible. Crazy. Number 7. Will you cover my crypto losses? We cannot control market fluctuations and how the value of your coins change. However, our intention is to make all of the coins in your account accessible for withdrawal after this period passes. Okay, so they're saying all your stuff is there. Don't worry about it. We have all your coins, the market's down, but you'll get 100% in kind. That's what I'm reading here. 100% in kind. But they're missing half of everything. Like half of all cryptocurrency, poof, is gone. Insane. And I mean, they were melting through Bitcoin, borrowing against Bitcoin. And actually, in other documents, they're talking about how they actually can't earn yield on Bitcoin. So what they would do is they would wrap it, borrow against it, or just use it as collateral for loans, which they did with Tether, with Equities First Holdings, with these other companies. They borrowed against Bitcoin. Immense losses. So they had a deficit in Bitcoin. And then if somebody wanted to withdraw, they didn't have it, what they would do, they had a policy where they would sell down other assets. So they have a deficit in Matic and ADA, and like those assets can be simply staked through the protocol. No reason to have these losses. Question 6. How long will this last? As of now, we are not able to accurately anticipate how long the market will remain unstable. Market volatility, inflation, and other factors are not something that we can control. We are hopeful that the economy will rebound soon. So this is just a little blip. Don't worry about it. Number 5. Does this mean I have lost my money with you? No. Hellsius continues to safeguard assets and intends to honor its commitments to its users. You can view your account balances from our app. Safety and acting in the best interest of our community are our top priorities, and we intend to stay on this path. We understand that this news is difficult, but we believe that our decision to pause withdrawals, swap, and transfers between accounts is the most proper action we can take to protect our community. We are working with a singular focus to protect and preserve assets to meet our obligations to customers. Bear with us for the time being. We'll be communicating updates as the situation develops. The most proper path? Oh my God, you think just melting user deposits in this complete scam is the most proper path? There is nothing proper about Hellsius. Question 4. How come other crypto companies didn't stop withdrawals? Hellsius reacts quickly to changing market and operational conditions. Through careful consideration, we have realized this course of action is necessary to maintain the foundation of Hellsius. We anticipate other platforms will be taking similar steps if they have not done so already. So they're claiming that, everyone's in the same boat here. We're all good players. They're just victims of circumstance, which is actually something that David Barse said on the David Lynn show. So he's blaming contagion and, this is just something that happened. We're all interconnected. Crypto winter. So, it's not our fault. It's not my buddy Alex Mashinsky's fault. The man who appointed me to the Hellsius board, not his fault. I mean, this motherfucker's making $1 million per year off of creditors' backs, and he has the gall to claim that there wasn't fraud that occurred. He wants to hide behind the scenes and make phone calls. I mean, is that worth $1 million? I think many people could replace this man and do a better job. Number 3, and perhaps one of the worst questions and answers. Does Hellsius have enough liquidity? Yes. Hellsius continues to safeguard customer assets. We concentrate a considerable amount of effort on continually acting in our community's best interest. Our recent actions were based on market fluctuations that could affect our community members. It was our intention to stabilize our platform and thus keep our users' assets secure. At this point, because of considerable volatility, we are using caution in moving forward to ensure our customers' assets remain safe. For more information, look at the blog. If you have enough liquidity, then why are you pausing your platform? That makes absolutely no sense. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. Like, the answer to this question should be no. If your platform is paused, you don't have enough liquidity. That's just crazy. And the whole ruse was that, we don't have enough liquidity, but we're solvent. We have enough assets to cover our obligations, but some of them are wrapped up, say, staked Ethereum. We have these mining investments. Never mind that customer deposits should not have been used to plow into mining, which they indirectly were, because customer Bitcoin was borrowed against for a Tether loan that was used to buy mining assets. That loan was eventually liquidated, so indirectly, customer deposits paid for Bitcoin mining. So now you have these hard assets. If there's no hole, then some of the assets are tied up It would take time to convert them to liquid form to make creditors whole, but you could be solvent and illiquid. But this question and answer goes even further. They're saying that they are also liquid. That fundamentally is one of the dumbest things ever. There's no reason to close your platform if you're liquid. So this is a blatant lie, and the people who wrote this need to face legal and financial consequences. You can't make these material misstatements to your customers. The truth matters. You had a fiduciary obligation to your depositors to preserve their assets, and yet you failed to disclose $3 billion worth of losses. You failed to honor your obligations, and now you're going to pay for it. If you think shoddy record keeping will save you, I'm hoping not, because it is a flimsy shield at best. Question 2. What is the end goal with all this? Stability. For the long-term growth of Hellsius, from time to time, we have to regroup to better reallocate our efforts, to plan for current events, as well as the future. We intend to learn and grow from this experience and become an overall better company by getting through this with our community. Oh yeah, you want to get through this with your community while top management cashes out $40 million in sell token that they're selling to OTC customers on the back end. Wow, yeah, you're getting through this with your community while you're taking all your assets off the platform. And question number 1, the top question that they prepared for. Will you still be paying Monday rewards? Yes. Our customers will continue to accrue rewards during the pause, in line with our commitment to our customers. More information is available on our blog. So, time out. Your platform is facing an existential crisis. Your ability to earn rewards is crippled, and yet you are crediting customers with yield? Where is this yield coming from? This was the single clearest indicator that Hellsius was a huge fraud, because for 5 Mondays after the pause, you would get an email saying, hey, you've got rewards. Meanwhile, you have no access to your funds, and there was no disclosure in terms of what exactly had happened here. So clearly, the market conditions would have impaired Hellsius' ability to earn returns on the funds entrusted to them. So it would have been very reasonable to say, if rewards were calibrated to Hellsius' ability to earn, like they claimed with that 80% of revenue nonsense, if that were true, though, they would have had to curtail rewards, and yet they still credited you with the same amount of rewards. And this is the insidious part of Hellsius. They would just lie every Monday with fake rewards. This was Ponzi yield. They paid out $1.36 billion more in rewards than revenue. And I use the term paid out loosely because they wouldn't really pay it out unless you withdrew all your assets. If you left them there, they're just crediting you with this fake yield. And I do have a bonus question for you. This has actually not got a real answer associated with it, but the question is so funny, I have to share it with you. The question is, I will sue you. What you're doing is illegal. And they're just saying, you need to forward to a specialist customer care agent. So if you threaten them with legal, they had an escalation team that would handle those cases. So apparently with Hellsius, you could threaten legal action and then they would send it to a more expert bullshitter to bullshit you. Hellsius was clearly preparing for the inevitable bankruptcy that would befall them. There was no escape. They had no choice. They had lost so much money, and yet they were denying the reality. This call script made it sound like Hellsius was not really in dire straits. They were just in tough times where they needed to free up liquidity to pay out withdrawals. But they had all the assets. They didn't have a hole. You would have thought here, they were very well prepared, even though they actually did lie about the liquidity. That question and answer made zero sense. But once again, Hellsius was willing to lie directly to customers' faces. And that is just a pattern that reemerges. The more you find out about Hellsius, the worse it seems to get. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time.